What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tech Ranger here. We are going to be doing a 2025 season in the bag since my season starts here next weekend. So I thought it would be a great time to get this going. So I'll go through all my discs, my cart, everything that I have in said cart for the 2025 season. So hopefully you enjoy it. So this is going to be my cart for the 2025 season. It is an R1 by Ridge Roller Customs. They're one of my primary sponsors, and they truly are the best carts in the market. They have a whole bunch of attachments: phone holder, disc retriever, chalk bag, putter pouch that can hold 3, 4 putters. My tags from the last match that were awful. It is a Wisconsin Badger themed cart with a glow in the dark cushion. So if anyone's looking for the best cart in the market, go check out Ridge Roller Customs because they really are the best. So before we actually get into the disc of this video, I would like to thank Brad at Wingz Disc Golf and Joe at Ridge Roller Customs for what they do in the local community around here. They are my two primary sponsors for this year, and the fact that they actually do sponsor amateur players like myself is crazy. I'll have links in the description to their sites. Wingz Disc Golf has everything you would need for disc golf, from disc to bags to accessories. They have it all. And Ridge Roller Custom truly is the best card in the industry. They're amazing. And once you see them and compare them to others, it's not even close. So go check those out. I did want to thank them a lot. And if you do like this video, please like, subscribe, do the thumb, comments, all the voodoo that helps a YouTube video algorithm. That'd be great. And please let me know if you have any feedback on these videos, because I want to make these so people will watch them. So please let me know. So now that we all got all of that out of the way, let's look at some frisbees. What do you say? Okay, so we will start with arguably the most important part of any game, the putting putters. Um, I made a couple changes this last year. I haven't always been a strong putter, and so I switch my putters a lot. And I've always kind of been, I hold two in my hand because of practicing. You have a stack and you go. I'm kind of just, I'm trying anything at this point to try to become a better putter. I practice a lot. I'm, I'm clutch in the backyard. But I get out on the course and it's like I forget how to do things. So I'm trying anything. To know in traditional golf, I would switch my putters a lot too. I said this in a previous video. It's an actual legitimate strategy in ball golf to change clubs, even though it's not the club's fault. But it kind of gives you like a false sense of confidence that can turn into real confidence. And that's all putting is in both traditional and disc golf. It's confidence. Because you could stand all day long and play catch with someone and hit him between the eyes consistently. But the second you look at it and it's a cage, your brain freaks out. So, all that being said, from my TED Talk is that I switched to Wizards. I have a few friends that putt with these and they like them a lot. I've never been a beaded putter guy. Tell here, you gotta beat, they're beaded. I've never been a beaded putter guy, really. But I'm coming to find out I actually like it because I do actually put my finger like this when I putt. And these are the Super Glow Wizard. Like them a lot. I really do. They feel great. Even this time of year in Wisconsin, since stupid cold out, they still have some tact. So, Super Glow Wizard is my putter for this season. Okay, we will start with approach discs, we'll call them. First one is a K1 Soft Berg. Um, really gummy, cool die. It's kind of my approach disc inside of like 70 feet, 100 feet, that I know it's just going to go dead straight. You hear the phrase, it stays on any line you throw it. That's what a Berg does. Like it for forehands where I can attack it, knowing that it's just going to go laser beam straight. So this one is kind of either try to make it or land it really, really close. I know that kind of sounds weird because that's like every disc, but it's a very specific throw that I use for this one. Next one. This is newer to my bag. It's the Glow Pixel. I threw a Pixel for a while, but it was very flippy, and this one has some more stability, but not like overstability. Like you can just handle it a little more. It's more of my throwing putter. Um, it's newer to the bag, so I'm not entirely sure where it lands, but I'm just trying to learn it. And that's one thing you'll see about my bag is I have a lot of slots that are designed for let's see what this frisbee does kind of thing, and this lands in that range because I've never been a strong putting thrower guy, and I want to be. So this guy is trying out for that slot. Next one we got here is we'll go with this one. It's a P3X. This is my throwing putter currently, just because it can handle throwing it flat or even a little anhyzer, and it'll always try to fight out. So it's very reliable that way. I used to have an old Discmania molded one that I loved. It was super beat up, but it is in the bottom of a lake somewhere, and I'll never ever get it back probably. So this guy's a newer one. I think this is about half a season in it. I think I picked it up middle of the summer, but this is my primary putting thrower, but from an overstable standpoint. Next one, we got a extra soft tactic. This guy is kind of like the Berg, but more overstable. I throw it a lot of forehand, just because I know when it's gonna land and do that kind of nonsense and not go anywhere. It's more my attacking disc when around the basket is a little dicey. If it's just a lot of lush grass and flat, and there's another disc I'm gonna throw in that's coming up here. But when I don't want any kind of roll away and I want it to just kind of stick, this guy is to play. And in wintertime, this is really, really nice. All right, this is my A3 in the 400 plastic. It comes in and out of the bag. It's my, I guess, zone replacement. But since it's got this, not even a micro bead, it's a pretty solid bead. But if you know, it's very blunt. It's got a very square front. There's another frisbee coming up here that looks exactly like this, but in the mid range. I really only throw this on forehand just because of the way I throw a forehand. I throw a one finger, but I lay it on the rim like that, and it just feels great. So this is my forehand one. Like I said, it comes in and out of the bag. It is currently in the bag, mainly because I lost two of my other zones, and this guy is now taking that spot. It's coming back into the lineup. Like I said, I lost two zones, and I'm trying to find replacements. So I pulled this guy off the shelf. This is an OG Get Freaky, a pink one. I got this lucky enough to get one of them when they first released. Um, it's significantly dropped in value, so I'm like, what the hell, throw it. It's a crystal flex zone, like all the other Get Freakies, but it's just kind of almost a flex. It's a cool money stamp in there, if you see it or not. But it's a zone. I throw some backhand. Because I like the A3 better for forehand because of that little lip I have there. So another one I got just recently, last weekend actually. I got it in a raffle. It's one of those banger top zone bottom ones, and it feels incredible because my thumb lands right where I want to put it. Only problem is it's clear. It's like the stupidest color disc to try to find, even though it looks incredible, is really hard to keep track of once you throw it. So these two are kind of battling for that backhand zone overstable slot right now. So these guys, who knows where these will be in a mid-year check-in, which is crazy because I have my first real tournament on Saturday, and I don't know what I'm throwing in this slot. So that'll be awesome. So that is what I would like to call approach discs. Next, we'll move into mid ranges next. All right, mid ranges. This is also a weird slot for me. Remember when I said there was a mid range that looks a lot like this A3? Well, here it is. It's an old Innova molded MD5, and if you look at it, they basically look identical. Both have that big bead. They both have that blocky front. It's just the mid range goes further. and that four is real. Like this thing is beefy. But it's what I like it for, where I can just throw it backhand. I can throw this like I throw a destroyer, and it's not going to turn over. Um, but it'll hold. It's weird. I really like this disc. This gets a lot of run when I'm throwing in the woods. It's very easy to control. Out in a wide open, I mean, if I would just ease back on a Firebird for the same flight. But this is a very good woods disc for me. So it's kind of situational, but and I don't throw a lot of mid ranges, unfortunately. But this is my overstable guy. This is a newer one. I got it from the Gyropalooza box this year. And to be quite honest with you, I only have it in a bag 'cause I think it looks amazing. If you don't know if you tell, it's got like I don't know the name of the plastic, but it's basically like champion plastic on the outside with the shiny kind. And I gotta learn more about MVP's plastic, but it just feels great. What the heck is it again? I think it's a trance. I think that's what it's called. That I'm really it's very yeah trance. Very new to the bag. It's in one of those slots that I want to learn. A couple times I've thrown it. It flies a lot like a buzz, but it's got like a I don't know, mid fairway driver kind of feel. So it feels great for forehand. So it's a slower crave for me. Even though I think the numbers might be faster than a crave, it doesn't go as far as my craves. One of those ones I say, like, I have a bunch of slots that are, I'm trying to figure them out. The likelihood of me throwing this on in a tournament on Saturday, slim to none. But it's in my bag because I'm trying to learn it. Speaking of crave, here's an old crave I've had in the bag for 4 years now. This thing is flippy, but it is amazing for flip up forehands. I can release this. You can really tell, but I can release this on I don't know 30-degree angle, maybe even 45-degree angle. And it'll flip up flat, even turn a little bit, and then come back. It's starting to not come back, and it's turning into like I can flip this thing dang near upside down and flip it up and ride dead straight. So it's on those. When I throw really tight gaps off the tee, I like to throw forehands because I like to look at my target. From other sports that I've played, just you look at your target most of the time. So I tend to favor a forehand for those kind of throws. And this guy gets a lot of run for me. I don't remember the last time I threw a backhand because of the next disc, but forehand crave will beat up one. Get yourself one. They're amazing. Guadalupe. I know, right? Weird, right? A Lone Star disc. I got this disc because their glow plastic is amazing. And I was just looking for a really flippy glow disc. This disc bombs. That 6 glide is real. It stays in the air. And it's got such a really unique shape to it. It's a swoop. Like that whistle there. It's a little swoop on it. And it feels great. Um, I've tried forehanding it, even though I think that groove would feel great. It doesn't. But I can flip this. It's a hyzer flip. Goes a million miles. Like if the wind is right, I can throw this as far as some of my destroyers, which is crazy, just because of the hyzer flip and the flight that it is. If you've never tried a Guadalupe, go check them out. And as much as Lone Star is a little, I don't know, it's Lone Star, whatever. You guys know what's up. Their glow plastic is amazing. So that is my mid-range lineup. I probably should have done this with the approach discs, but I didn't because I'm dumb. Here is my mid-range lineup. Okay, so now we're going to get into, I guess you'd call them fairway drivers. I like to call them Firebirds. That's basically what I throw for that mid-range slot. We will go with the backhand guy first, which ironically is not a Firebird, but it's basically a Firebird. It's a Color Glow FD3. The reason I like this one is I don't know if you can tell here or not, but it's much domier than any of the other Firebird. There's a good look at it. It's just domier, and I like throwing domey discs backhand. It just feels better than a board flat one. Where inversely, a board flat overstable disc feels better in a forehand. So this guy gets a lot of run. I just throw it really straight. It's starting to beat up a little bit where I don't have to worry about putting it on an anhyzer. I throw it straight. It doesn't necessarily flip up. It just holds. And then at the end of the flight, it's like, oh yeah, I'm an FD3. So this guy gets a lot of backhand. Firebirds. If any of you have watched some of my previous videos, you'll remember this guy. It's my old trusty guy. Got my first ever ace, my first ever tournament ace, my first ever league ace, and just a random casual ace on it. Um, it just likes to go to the basket, man. It just really does. It's gotten beat up so much now that it holds and even does a little flip up, but at the end it really just remembers that it's a Firebird. Only problem with this one is I don't ever throw it in the winter because I do not want to lose it. And I will never throw it over water. I understand discs are meant to throw, and it's my most reliable one. It just got the fact that it's got my first ever ace and my first ever tournament ace on it. It means a lot to me, so I take care of this guy. His replacement is the exact same disc. It's a Champion Firebird, 12-time Firebird, but with a Standing Rock Open stamp on it, which, if you guys ever play in Wisconsin, Standing Rock is a ridiculous golf course. You just go play it. It is basically that guy's backup. And in the wintertime, it's a primary. And over water, it's a primary. It literally is the exact same shape, board flat. It's a workhorse. I'm just kind of, it's weird. It's a workhorse, but I switch these discs sometimes between FD3s and Firebirds, and currently I am in a Firebird kick again, so we're going with this guy. I have a newer molded Firebird. It started off being a water disc for me, but what I've found that I like it is I like it in those approaches where I'm maybe 150 out, and if my zone isn't feeling quite right, or there's more wind than there's a lot of wind, I'll just ease back on this, because if you ease back on a Firebird, it becomes insanely overstable. Um, and for whatever reason, I'm just a lot of good touch with these type of discs, because you just know what they're gonna do. So it gets starting to get a lot more run. So it's just in there as my water disc, but it's getting a lot more run for a really unique situation. And then it's a splice, super overstable, not quite a tilt, but not too far off. This is a replacement. I had one in the bag for 3 years. It was starting to beat end where it's becoming very throwable, even backhand. I lost it down in Madison at Birds, and I'm not sure if you guys know or have heard of the dog Chance the dog. He's been on coverage and such, but he finds frisbees out in the greater Madison area, and he actually found my splice. So it's down at Glide. A buddy of mine went and picked it up, so that will be coming home. This is its placeholder, a freshie, and a freshie splice is no joke. But you need those where you kind of throw like really knife forehands, and you know they're always going to come back. Or you throw it on some hyzer, and it turns into almost a grenade. Having a disc like this is paramount in most people's bags, and I don't think enough people put them. But they really should. You put them in your bag. You won't regret it when you're in the nonsense and you need to find a way to get out. Very, very, very reliable disc. So here are what I would like to call my mid-ranges. Color Glow FD3, 12-time champ, 12-time champ, and a new Firebird. There you go. That's a little better. Okay, now to the discs that everyone loves to put in their bag, but most people shouldn't put in their bag. Distance drivers. How do we want to start? Let's start, well, we'll just start with the majority of them. Destroyers. I know I'm an AM, and but I can throw relatively far. Not like big boy MPO far, but when it comes to other AMs, I can hang with most people. So I can generate enough speed to throw a destroyer. There are other discs that I can get to go further, but some of these land in that same ilk, which is great. I have an old Sakibot destroyer that is forehand only. Got a few on this. Got a few aces on this one. It's when I need to go a little further than a Firebird. as I've gotten older, my Firebirds are kind of only about that 250 to 280, like controlled without having to throw like yank overs. I'm talking like a single angle, pure pure fueling. Um, Forehand, my Firebirds are about 250, 280, somewhere in that range. If I need to get to that 300 to 325, which is at this age, my age now, that's kind of as far as I can throw my forehands. Like I said, without throwing the big flex S line yank over forehands. I'm talking a golf line forehand. That's where this guy comes into play because it just can glide a little further than say a Firebird. Then I have this guy. Shout out to Pastry Dyes for this one. It's beautiful. It is that glow halo Kelvin Destroyer. It looks so cool. This guy is just a very overstable destroyer. Um, Even amateurs should have discs like this in their bag that are just very, very beefy when you need to throw into a crazy headwind. You just know what they're gonna do. Um, so that's where this guy lives. I can release on a little anhyzer and it's gonna flex and come back. But very, very overstable. And look at this thing, man. This thing's beautiful. Love it. Then there's this guy. It is a newer Champ Destroyer. If you can hear that or not. Oh yeah, look at that. Very pop top, very domey. And for whatever reason, this guy has some serious turn to it. And I love it. My furthest throwing disc, if I have space, I can just throw it flat or maybe in a touch of anhyzer and it'll just glide right for a long time and then come all the way back. Very, very far throwing frisbee for me. I really like this disc a lot. Then I have, this is a new one to the bag. It is a, what the heck is it? I literally just got this last weekend. I just tried throwing it again. It's a D2. Very overstable. I threw it a couple times and I've been looking for the disc that's going to replace all my Innova molded PD2s. I had like 4 of them and I lost them all. And so I don't have that very, very, very overstable disc. Like more overstable than this one. This guy will actually just, he'll fly true. He will. This guy is just beef. And you just need that. That's further than the Firebird, but has that same sort of reliable flight. That's where this guy lands. I have a Paradigm. This is where one of those ones where a little more hyzer flip distance driver. Can also go very, very far. I throw this more in the woods than the other ones just because it has that little flip up. So Paradigm, go get yourself one if you don't have one. The next two discs are very similar, but not. It's an old PFN Beast. As you can tell, it's seen a few rounds, and it's super understable. I throw this thing flat, and it'll just turn and keep turning. Not turn over, but it'll just keep turning and go for a long, long ways. Um, I never hyzer flipped this one. I don't know why. I probably should work on that, but this is just, I throw it as those big turnovers because this old PFN Star plastic is incredible. I had a bunch more. I took them out of my bag for some of the newer stuff just because I switched up a lot. But PFN Beast, love it. Then there's another Lone Star disc. Just like the Guadalupe, I got this because it's really good glow plastic, and I wanted a super flippy disc for playing glow. But it's actually worked my way into the bag. Because just like the Beast, I throw it flat. If I throw it flat, depending on what the wind is doing, it'll turn into a roller. So this is like my roller disc, or a little hyzer to flip to turn. It'll go further than the Beast will because of that little flip up, but it's touchier as well. So it's in the bag, and it's that really, really gummy. Um, so those two fly. The Beast and the Tumbleweed fly very, very similar, but they're depending on this thing can handle the wind more. This one can't. This one probably goes further than this one if the wind is right. Harder for me to get this to be a roller. This is a roller. So those are my distance drivers. Let's bring them back over here. Oh, come on. So got a handful of destroyers that do different things. We'll go Forehand, straight over stable, super beefy dog. Uh, Heiser flip goes a million miles. These two are my flippy guys. So this next section, want to call it honorable mention bench. I don't know, something along those lines. Like I said earlier, I switch my bag up a lot, and there's several slots in my bag that are just random ones I throw in. I'm trying out, see where they land. It's probably a good 6, 7 slots. My bag are like that, and these next couple discs come in and out. Some more than others, and there's only 3 of them I'm going to show you here. I don't want to sit here all day and show you all of them, but these are 3 that 2 of them have for years, and one's newer one. First one is this old Pro Destroyer. Love this disc. It is super flippy. If I went like this and through this disc, you would think it was a Roadrunner or something, or more like that beast. And then you're like, what? That's a Destroyer? It Heiser flip, turnover. It's basically like that tumbleweed or that beast, but it's a Destroyer and goes way, way further. But if one thing you notice about it is the color of it. And if anybody's ever been to Wisconsin in the months of November through February, white is not ideal to throw because there's just white crap on the ground all the time. So this guy gets put on the bench during the wintertime. He'll be coming out very soon. So he's been in the bag a long time, as you can tell. I've thrown him a ton. It's one disc I give to newer people that I'm ever playing with. Hey, try this out. And they're like, I can't throw a Destroyer. And then they throw it and it turns over. And I'm like, what? And it's crazy. So I love this disc. Next one, 3-line AJ Destroyer. I am a sucker for the old Innova plastic, and this guy is beefy. Don't really know why I took him out of the bag. I think I replaced him with that the Kelvin disc replaced this one, just because when I got it, I thought that disc looked so incredible. And out in the field, they fly the exact same. Overstable, never gonna flip over, go a long ways. It's just whether or not you like the old Innova plastic or the new. I do like the old Innova plastic better. Um, but I'm just checking it out. And right now, this guy's flying really well. So this guy's on the bench, but he will be back in my bag at some point, no doubt, because I love this frisbee. Next one is a newer disc in general. It's a trail. Not sure if you guys have thrown this at all, but this disc is wild. Um, I don't know what you call it, like a straighter wraith, maybe, but in that crazy MVP gyro crazy technology stuff, it goes really, really far. And you do have to, yeah, I don't know if hyzer flip is the right word, but you want to release it on some hyzer because it's going to have some turn, but it stays in the air a long time. So this one's getting messed with right now. It's just, I'm not going to, could I put it in my bag for this cart, for this tournament this weekend? Sure. Never going to throw it during that tournament until I like learn it more. But right now it's currently on the bench. So guys, that is all of my discs in my cart for the 2025 season. I will put a link in the description kind of listing them all out. If you have any questions about it or want to know anything more about them, please comment down below. I read all of them and I comment to all of them. Another thing I wanted to throw out there for you guys is if you stayed this long, first off, you're awesome. Love you. I did something during the video and I changed some things that were kind of behind the scenes. And if you noticed what they were, please comment down below. I'm gonna give this, I don't know, we'll give it till my birthday, which is in April. And the number in April, we'll go through all the comments, and whoever noted or figured out what it was and commented what it was that I did change during this video a few times, I will put them in a giveaway and give away something cool. And trust me, it'll be cool. I'm not just talking one disc. I'll give you guys a couple things. So please comment down below what that thing was. Once again, I did want to thank my sponsors, Wingz Disc Golf and Ridge Roller Customs. Thank you guys very much. And hopefully you guys have a great time trying to play disc golf in January. All right, keep being awesome. Peace.